Cricket South Africa has defended its decision to initially charge Mark Boucher with misconduct. The case against Boucher collapsed after key witnesses decided against testifying at the proposed hearing. While the story is dividing opinion, and to help make sense of it all, we are joined via Zoom by Odendaal, historian and former cricketer. Great to have you, Mr. Odendaal, all the way from the mother city. Wow, what a bombshell when Cricket South Africa dropped the charges against Mark Boucher. Is the organization compromised after going against its own decision to press charges against the national coach?
Thanks very much, Arthur. I think we are falling into our fragmentation and our different silos again, and even repeating old cycles of debate. But for me, the whole process has been positive. And I think we need to look at it in two ways. The first one is let us remind ourselves of what was said in the letter by the players last year, and also in the process that followed. And I think something very profound came out there. That was after 30 years of unity. Fully 1/3 of the black players who played for the national team had felt some form of alienation and awkwardness in that environment. And the fact that it was, the way it came out was also very well done, I think. It was not an attempt to victimize and blame. It was 36 players and coaches saying, we've had enough. We found our voice after Michael Holding in the Black Lives Matter, and we don't want what has happened to us to continue. And it was done in a way that also, by the way, invited white players to join the grouping in this struggle to find voice, really, and a place. So in that sense, it was very positive. The way it was done at the SJN hearings by Advocate Nzebeza was someone who was experienced in this, who knew how to listen, who knew what the issues were. So the fact that this thing came out was of a profound importance for South African cricket. And I think it's really changed. It's a benchmark moment that changed the way the game will be run and the culture of it.
Prof, if I can come in there quickly, important points that you're raising, but I still feel there's a little bit of doubt being casted over the findings of the SJN reports that would have revealed more damning findings, if you can say, to Boucher's misconduct if the DC went as planned next week. Surely, Prof?
Yes, I think that's the second point. The administrative issue around this important revelations that came out. And I think from all sides, it was have been possible to handle things better, to manage them better. But we must remember we are a society, the testation, and I think Cricket South Africa, once the issue was raised, had to take it forward. Once the SJN commissioner had made certain findings, they had to take them forward. So I buy the fact that a process had to be followed through. On the other hand, I sympathize for people who are then found not guilty after going through a lot of public anxiety. I think on their side as well, perhaps I would have cautioned against going legal routes, but rather speak in an open, honest way to say perhaps we were young at a certain time and we have learned more and we want to contribute to a South Africa that's rebuilding. But the ultimate thing is very, very important, and that is that no one can now say that we don't understand that systemic exclusion is still widespread in South Africa, economically and in sport, on and off the field, and that we all have to do our bit in some way. And we've got to find a language of unity again so that we can tackle these major issues that face us in society and on the playing field.
Strong point you've raised there, Mr. Andre Odendaal. Thanks for your insights just regarding the Mark Boucher saga. That was a cricket historian, Andre Odendaal, just given us a better understanding on why perhaps Cricket South Africa dropped the charges against Mark Boucher and the way forward for the organization in terms of tackling certain issues that are still very much present in today's world. Okay.